This is the DJI Pocket 3, and this is why you should have it. Oops, I mean, this is the DJI Pocket 3, and this is why you should have it. Well, what's up everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Derek, and in today's video of Know Before You Go, we're gonna talk about the basics of everything you probably need to know before you buy one of these DJI Pocket 3s. DJI is not new to the camera industry. They've actually been putting some qualitative cameras on their drones for quite some time. If you're a drone fanatic or an enthusiast like myself, you probably found out that the cameras on the DJI Phantom, the Mavic, the Mini 4 Pro, even now the DJI Neo, I think that's the new name, they're actually pretty good cameras. So even though DJI is a little bit newer on the spectrum of these hand cameras, and they're a little bit newer on the action cameras comparatively to like the GoPro, the DJI cameras are not to be taken lightly. Oh yeah, also, by the way, if you are interested in a quick clip about the unboxing of this thing, here's a quick little montage. One of the main selling points of the DJI cameras, pretty much actually nowadays, any camera, is portability. Most content creators, most photographers, most cinematographers, most drone enthusiasts, they want to be able to have a small device which is going to allow them to capture a big quality picture. And so that's what this Pocket 3 does. You can see here, it's a small device. It fits in the palm of my hand, and it's relatively narrow as well. And so this DJI Pocket 3 is something that you could just put into your pocket and go ahead and start doing your vlogging or your content creation, or maybe you have a special event that you're going to be expected to record. This thing is pretty amazing. So there are two different bundles that you could buy with this particular device. You have the regular standalone DJI Pocket 3, which is essentially just going to be the camera without any additional accessories. And then you also have the DJI Pocket 3 Creative Combo, I think that's the naming convention, and it gives you all these other accessories, which obviously, because you're getting all these extra accessories, it is going to be a little bit more expensive. But I would have to say that the accessories are worth the money. So with the creator combo, you're actually going to be able to get, again, you're going to get the camera, obviously, and then you're going to get a plethora of other accessories that you would actually be forking over more money if you bought independently of the creator combo. So within the creator combo, you also get a DJI Mic 2, which pairs super simply to this right here. So first, you're getting good visual quality, and then you're also getting good audio quality. The only thing that DJI probably couldn't add to this thing is a flash, and obviously if you're going to be using this in a studio, or maybe you're doing this outdoors, you're going to have some lighting situations already arranged. If you are going to be using this in the darker settings, this is actually, it's magical. I don't know how it works, but there is a natural kind of default setting, and it actually records pretty good video at night. But then there is a low light setting, which then just kind of ups the game. I don't know how DJI figured it out, but I have tested this DJI Pocket 3 against the iPhone 14 Pro Max, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, and the iPhone 15 Pro, and this thing has actually come up on top. Oh, I have also tested it against the 11, and still the DJI Pocket 3's, the night mode is just, it's something else. I don't know what they did, but DJI, if you're listening, thumbs up. Continuing on with the creative combo, you will also get a case. It is a soft, hard plastic. I don't really know how to describe it, but it is actually pretty cool because of the fact that you can actually use this mic here that came with the creative combo. You can see there is a little bit of an indentation up here, a little bit of a hole. You simply just add it like that. So DJI is just giving you the ability to have everything you need to use to be creative in one little bundle. On top of that, within the creative combo for this DJI Pocket 3, you can also see in here, there's a little bit of like a section in there. Let's get the lighting in there. You see this little kind of shiny part? That is a filter. It is a 15mm filter, and I'm not sure if the camera is going to pick it up for you. But ultimately that's what it's going to look like. So hopefully that's gonna pick up, maybe not, if I'll give you a better shot later. But anyways, this little wide screen, or this 15mm filter, is actually going to just clip on magnetically to the DJI Pocket 3's main and only lens. So essentially you just go, if I can do it. Oh, there you go, so it goes boop. See, it goes boop, and there you go. So you're actually able to have the DJI 15mm wide lens on top of the lens itself. So this 15mm lens is not wonderful. It doesn't really improve the widescreen aspect ratio when you're recording, but it does give a little bit more details. Continuing on with what else you get in this creator combo, you get a tripod stand, and this is actually a pretty solid tripod stand, and then you would just hook this up to the extra batteries that come again with the creative combo. You get two. You get one that's a larger one, and this is going to obviously increase your battery for your Pocket 3 by a little bit, and then this one is going to be a smaller one, does the same exact thing, but you can see just the size difference. There's just going to be a little bit of a difference between the amount of battery that it adds to you. So within the creative combo, again, you get these, and then you can see at the top there, they're both USB-C. And then at the bottom, they have the little screw port there, so that way you can attach it to a tripod. And then on the one side of them, you get another USB-C, so that means you can actually charge your DJI Pocket 3 like so, and you are still going to be able to charge the battery as well as the actual camera. So if you use this USB-C port right here, you do dual charging. So you charge this one and you charge that one. And so whenever you actually are charging it, this little LED screen will light up showing you the battery percentages for both of the devices there. If you are going to be using the Pocket 3 with a tripod, you will have to have the battery extension on there. So that's probably my biggest caveat about this, is the fact that in order for me to use the tripod, I have to have one of the battery slots. You can see here that there isn't exactly a part where I can connect these. I would have to put this onto this, and then I would then have to attach, I would then have to attach it to the camera like so. Does that make sense? So there you go. So that's the only real way to go ahead and have your DJI Pocket 3 on a tripod if you're not using a third-party case. With that caveat aside, it's truly such a small caveat. I personally find myself using the larger battery adapter here because of the fact that it gives a little bit more of a grip to the DJI Pocket 3, just because this thing is so small. So by adding like this 2-inch battery pack to the DJI Pocket, you hear it click there. It does give a little bit more gripability compared to if you were going to be using it by itself, which I don't have like super huge hands, but at the same time, it is going to be a little bit cramped if you do have, you know, big hands. Continuing on and kind of circling back to something I mentioned earlier in the video, you do get the DJI Mic 2 included. There is no additional transmitter. It's automatically going to connect to the transmitter in the camera itself. But the thing is that I want to circle back on is the fact that you are going to have a little bit of a clamp here. And so this clamp is actually going to clip onto your shirt, but also with the creative combo, you then get this particular magnet piece, which has been pretty reliable. It is going to connect here just like so, and then you're going to be able to magnetically attach it to your particular shirt if you don't want to use the clipping mechanism. And so the most awesome thing about this DJI Pocket 3 creative combo is the bag. It's actually a really freaking awesome bag. This material feels a little bit like waterproof camera bag material. It kind of looks like a hygiene bag. If you're a guy, you know what I'm talking about. But within this particular small bag, again, it's not too big. It's actually pretty small. I don't have anything to compare it to, but I guess I'll compare it to the camera itself. The bag is not very large. It's something that you could easily put your Pocket 3 and throw it into your book bag or your purse or your merce or whatever it is that you're using, and it is super secure. Even though you think, oh well, if I put my Pocket 3 in there, my expensive camera, is it going to be safe? The answer is yes. The inside is filled with, I guess you can call it like some type of velvet or something like that. It's super soft material. There are 3 compartments, as you can see in there, and then there's an additional auxiliary side over there. And then also within this particular bag, I'm not sure if I can show it to you, but there are little straps in here where you're able to kind of put additional things, maybe some wires or maybe some SD cards, whatever it is. But when DJI did create this creative combo, it was truly creative. They had the creator in mind to make sure that the content person, the influencer, the YouTuber, the Instagram person, they had everything they needed minus a computer to be successful with capturing content. Hopefully by the end of this video, you're going to be a little bit more confident with buying this camera if you're on the fence. And I also do want to state that if you haven't noticed already, this is not a technical review, nor am I sponsored by DJI, even though I buy pretty much every DJI item out there minus those farming DJI drones. So as I mentioned earlier in the intro of this video, the size of this DJI Pocket 3 is just phenomenal. The things that it's able to do, as well as just the portability of it, is I couldn't have asked for a better device. So with the portability of this being such a big concern for many content creators, even myself, I always like to compare it to things. So I got a few kind of like daily things that you might have around your house. So first we have the DJI Pocket 3, and then here is the GoPro. You can see here that it's smaller than the GoPro. This is the GoPro Hero 11, by the way. You might have a Meta Quest remote or controller around, so there's the size comparison there. It's smaller. It's obviously the Oculus or the Meta Quest controller is a little bit more funkier designed, but it's ever so slightly heavier than the controller. And then we have the DJI Mini 4 Pro here. It's obviously a little bit expanded here, but ultimately if you're one of those people who uses a bunch of DJI equipment, or maybe you're just built into the DJI ecosystem, it's a beautiful device. I sometimes put my drone, the Mini 4 Pro, in my pocket just because it's so small, and it's just one of the best drones I've ever used. And with that, because it's just so compact, and the Pocket 3 is so compact, the DJI Mini 4 Pro, might actually have some competition. So there's the DJI Mini 4 Pro against the DJI Pocket 3, and you can see the size comparison is just crazy. Oh, that's what I was trying to remember. I forgot to show you the B-roll. One of the other great things I love about this thing is the fact that I can record while you're over there and I'm over here. Through this mic, you're actually able to hear me, and through the active track, you're actually able to follow me. So it's kind of like having your own cameraman in a sense, because of the fact that it just follows me. So it doesn't have like 360-degree access. It's not like the InstaFlow or the Insta360 Flow Pro where it goes 360. But this is pretty awesome. I mean, I'm 10 feet away maybe. I'm gonna try to blend in with this tree here, and it still tracks me. I can't even see myself in the little display anymore, but you can see me. So pretty awesome feature. The active track on this is just phenomenal. So if you're just wanting to have a camera that's like a super fancy point and shoot camera, this is probably it. I will have to admit, at $6.99 or $7.99, whatever it is, the price is, it's expensive. It's not for someone who's like, oh, hey, it's not for someone who's just like, hey, I want to have a new toy. You should probably try to make money off of this, or maybe do your own content creation or whatever with this camera, just to kind of not be upside down. So this camera, as you can tell, it is just one of those cameras where you can pull it out of your pocket, hence the name, and then you could just start shooting. You could start recording. You can start capturing content, which just makes it phenomenal. It's so easy to use, and it's just so simple to carry around. There's not a lot of gadgets. There's not a lot of lenses. I mean, it's literally less than the size of an iPhone. And I mean, there's just so many good things I can say about this camera. Ooh, my hair is a mess. Wind and hair, and yeah, it just doesn't work well. Anyways, something I did forget to do while I was out and about doing the B-roll was I forgot to put on the 15mm wide lens. So just for the sake of putting the wide lens on for practical use, here we go, here with our eye exam again. That is the 15mm wide lens. So it doesn't add a huge amount of space to just what you're seeing on the camera, but it does add a little bit. And so some people will love it and some people will hate it. I actually think it's just the right amount. It's not too much, it's not too little. It's like Goldilocks. It's just the right amount. So here's going to be regular again. And then the 15mm lens. What do you think? All right, so I made a mistake. I was actually just displaying how the 15mm lens would work on the camera, and I actually turned the camera off. Don't do that. Mainly because of the fact that your lens, the 15mm lens, this thing right here, does add a little bit of space to your lens. So whenever you turn off your camera and then you try to plug it back into the case, that little bit of space is actually going to make it so that, one, the lens on your camera isn't going to be hidden, and two, it's not going to be able to fit in your case unless you have one of those third-party cases. Then if that's the case, then just ignore this part of the video. So, all right, so I've officially switched over to the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 to shoot this portion of the video. You can see here my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 is not the one that's recording anymore. And so now, what do you think? Do you like the previous setting from the Z Fold 6, a smartphone, or do you think that the DJI Pocket 3 is a little bit better? Okay, so like it or hate it, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, it's not perfect, but does it check a lot of boxes that get it close to perfect? Absolutely. If you are interested in this camera, I don't think you could really go wrong with it. You don't even have to be a professional content creator. You don't have to be a photographer, or an event coordinator, or any of that. This thing is just easy. It's easy to use. And if you buy one, or maybe you are thinking about buying one, or maybe you found this video helpful, leave a like and subscribe and a comment below. I hope to hear from you soon.